Hello my fellow hunters and welcome to Monster Hunter Morph episode 107. First of all, I thought about making two separate videos about this, about Scorcher itself, and then later about the synergy with Scorcher and Whiteflame Torrent, like I've done in episode 105 and 106, but it seems that Scorcher alone combined with the Lord Soul skill isn't that strong as the synergy together. So I'm just going to skip this step and doing both together in one video. For the first half, I'm still explaining you Scorcher 1 build and then how it works together with Whiteflame, because Whiteflame is a skill that can buff or easily triggers the Scorcher or increase the damage output of the Scorcher pop-ups. I also prepared builds for this. I'm also going to show you the difference to the most used set I am always referring to is the Lagiacre build, because it's the most stable damage output and not like Udra depends on the environment or other influences. Yeah, so just short introduction about Scorcher. We have Scorcher 1 and 2. Scorcher 2, I didn't the morph for it because you will lose Lord Soul, which is currently the best set bonus in the game. 5% raw boost. You will lose that set bonus and also a ton of other very important skills like latent power and other stuff. So it's Scorcher 1 is the only one worth it, because you get that additional 3 pieces for Lord Soul. Yes, and you have the chance to dealing additional fire attack after landing an attack, and you didn't have to use a fire elemental attack. You can also use any other weapon for this and still does your additional fire pop-ups. That's also why it works together with a Dragon Switch Axe, which has Whiteflame Torrent on it. As you can see, we have an effective element on 40 fire if you have Scorcher 1, and is also triggered or depends on the hit zone value of the monster. And you can also use fire attack to boost that skill, but unfortunately attack boost and crit boost or power prolonger are still way far more important than fire attack, so we can't use fire attack decos currently, or you just maybe got a random charm or so with some fire attack on it. About that extra damage with Whiteflame Torrent we talk about later. And coming straight to the point, with the set I prepared, it is like 2 pieces of Gordian Rathalos with the new Udra chest like always, and 2 pieces of Radau, and you maybe also already know that we're using the gloves from Radau because they have a weight extender too for the switch X. About the additional skills or other skills that's going to be reduced, just look at the bottom weakness exploit. So not too much changes about our main set. As you can see here, weakness exploit 5 reduced to 3, but we still have latent power 4 with our usual set skill levels we have from the other set. And on top of that, we also have coalescence level 1, and I set the uptime to like 30%, and the reference is this video, so I didn't thought this about myself. I just grabbed the 30% from another video. It was like more about dual blades, but I think that's a realistic value. And yes, I just picked coalescence because it's also buffs our element, which is pretty useful. For the weapon, I've used the RD&E file with fire element and attack boost 2 charm like always. I didn't want to explain everything together. And we are just like open the build. So if you have the spreadsheet, put a link down in the description. I'm just going to open this build like here, so we can close this one. As you can see here, Gordian Rathalos helmet and legs from Radau. We have the belt and the gloves because of a weight extender and good levels of maximum might and latent power. I would say that armor isn't that bad as the other ones, like it's better than element absorption and stuff, because we have Rathalos helm, we have their weakness exploit, and also on the legs also weakness exploit. So we are ending up still having 3 levels of weakness exploit, which wasn't the case in the previous build for Monster Hunter episode 106, if I'm not wrong. Here you can see the decos, it's like always the same, and I used Phoenix True level 2 because we already have a weight extender from our gloves. So I just going to open Morph Hunter and load this build, is Scorcher 1 with Lord Zool, load build. Because it seems it was already loaded. And as you maybe already know, FRS damage output is 106 and including amp uptime it is 107.4. So for full release dash loop it's 186 and we just activated this, so we are having 177, so it is like 9 DPS less than from our usual set. And you can also here activate the Rathalos set bonus, but as you can see it is like only 1.3 DPS lower or higher, ending up just a difference of 0.8%, which is a joke to be honest. And maybe for Gogmatius would be helpful for remove the tar, but it's not that much to be honest. It's you can also see here element is up to 350. Yes, so from our usual weapon. And yes, that's some off about it, 177. And yes, so same amped uptime because we are having an elemental file. Ending up result is 4.8% weaker than our Lucky Yakray set. Also with Coalescence, like you can see here, I activated Coalescence with uptime of 30%. So this skill is also included, which we have on top, which is not on the other skills. And yes, that bonus increase, like you can see here, is only 0.8%. So as you can see, it's pretty weak. It is still weaker than the Elemental Absorption Max build I uploaded yesterday in episode 106. So we came straight to the next set, but it's with the Blazing Mahachkala, which is the Zoshia Switch Axe. So it is paired with Whiteflame, and this offers a very strong skill. Like you can see here, we are just going to continue the table. Extra damage with Whiteflame Torrent, and you can see here it has 60 fixed damage and 300 additional fire attack, which is a huge jump. You can see Scorcher 2 is crazy, but we will lose too much of our set bonus. Yes, so this Whiteflame Torrent can be activated with Scorcher. It appears that the fixed damage also increases with the level of Scorcher used, but we are only using the one level of Scorcher. And Whiteflame Torrent is a skill which is like more RNG. You have like a 1 in a 3 chance with a cooldown to deal extra fixed 50 damage, but there is like a pity, so at least after the third hit or after the second cooldown, it is a 100% chance that this hit get applied. So in general, the average chance or like the uptime of the skill is like a little bit higher than 1/3. So I think it's like 40% activation chance, and we didn't have uptime for Whiteflame Torrent in this calculation. So maybe the damage output will be a little bit higher than we are expected. But we can see the maximum potential. So let's continue with this. Here you can see the extra damage with Scorcher, which is like here testing 12 additional from Scorcher only, and paired with the other it is 69, so huge jump. The total extra damage is higher as the skill also provides additional fire damage. Here's another table, like you can see, with Scorcher 1 only 40 fire, and Scorcher 1 and Whiteflame Torrent we have 300 fire and 60 fixed, so this is a huge increase. And yes, there are also some moves of the Switch Axe like Wild Swings, which we are not releasing a lot or not affected by the set, so it doesn't change our DPS. And we are just going to open our set. It's like similar to the first set. The only difference is the weapon. It is the Blazing Mahachkala, and I used on this weapon Enhancer Tool / Handicraft to compare it with the main set. And we also have War's White Sharpness. And on the Odeon weapons, you have usually 100 hits, and with this build like 80 hits of White Sharpness. And Sharpness is the strongest skill, so we have to take care of this. Yes, maxing out attack boost and 1 level of critical boost on the charm is the best possible combination we can do. I am now going to upload this build. Yes, it is the Blazing Mahachkala Power Fayal. So we absolutely need this maxed out Power Prolonger and having maxed out attack boost. Difference is the huge drop from crit boost. Sorry. So it's still correct and more thunder. Just going to correct this one. And more thunder is still correct, yes. With the critical tool on the charm, you can see here critical boost level 1. And yes, we have Razorless Flare and also radar voltage with maximum might, latent power level 4. Yeah, so similar armor pieces. Only thing which is different is the weapon with our attack and enhancer tools. And now we're just going to open our Morph Hunter. And loading the build, which is Scorcher and Whiteflame load build. As you can see here, everything is correct. Critical boost is enabled. And these are decorations on the weapon, on the Blazing Mahachkala. As you can see, the FRS loop damage output is insane. It is 185. And from our general Ragiakrate set, we have 186. So it is like only 0.5% difference. Yes, like you can see here, it is only 0.4 DPS difference. But there's a huge problem because of the amped uptime. Like you can see here, we are using elemental files with Power Prolonger level 3. And like you can see in this table, we are having amped uptime of 80%. And if we have a power file, like you can see here, a power file, our amp uptime at Power Prolonger level 3 will only be 65%. Because of the huge charge value, which is even more than the double. And so we are only having 65%. That means the proportion of the non-amped combos is a lot higher. That means 65% of our damage output comes from this combo and the other 35% from this best possible non-amped combo, ending up having a DPS, including the amped uptime, of 167.54. And this means it is 4.1% weaker than our Lagiacre set. But only if everything is triggered properly. If you go to Morph Hunter and, for example, disable Whiteflame Torrent, you will lose like 8 DPS, and if you include the 1 in a 3 chance or like 40% uptime, you will maybe ending up having 180 DPS for full release slash. So at the end of the day, this build is pretty strong. This build is pretty strong if you can keep a very good amped uptime and like always in the amped state, which doesn't really be happening, to be honest. But still, if you want to try out some hunts with the skill, this is the best possible combination you can use paired with this weapon for more pop-ups and more damage of the Scorcher skill. Yes, and I'm also preparing some other builds like Rathalos Witch Axe with some similar set bonuses for the for the Gogmatios little update, but that was just about these 2 set skills and didn't want to spread too much about other weapons, and yeah, just for your information. So hope you're having fun with this video. If you have any recommendations, tell me in the comments down below. Thanks for watching, see you next time, guys.